Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another stream. I was trying to tackle this bug earlier, where long lines didn't work in like syntax annotated files, but I decided to come back to it today, give it another shot, and hopefully I get it this time. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. So let's open up the IDE, and we're going to be using longlines.cs, enter edit mode, and I'm logging, since I'm using curses, I've got to log the errors to the file, to a file, because they won't really appear properly on here. So this seems to work. Like the highlighting is getting properly truncated at the end of the file view. And it's like the highlighting staying there even though the words are getting truncated. So that's working properly. The only issue is it's not scrolling. And when I do get to, or when the cursor gets to the end of the screen, it's gonna crash. I think it just crashed. Yeah. So let me just clear the mouse event capture. And then I'm going to open up the error log on my Windows device. Length must be a non-negative value. So display file contents. Okay, good. Length must be a non-negative value. I see. We're getting -2 because I guess it's truncating it. And so this inversion operator, I guess, doesn't work with display text then. I wonder if it's actually like negative if I do display text.length minus. Let's try that, because that doesn't make sense, right? Plus the current x minus max content. Yeah, it can't, maybe it, oh no, we'll see. Build that. And I'll try it again. Let me get the error log out, actually. There we go. Hopefully this reveals the bug to us. It's also kind of weird because I'm adding tabs. As far as I know, I coded tabs properly a while ago, but it could always be a second bug, which would be really annoying. Clear that. Alright, let's take a look at the error log again. Okay, so it's still negative. This is 247. That's where I just was. Okay, so excess length. That shouldn't be happening. I guess let me reevaluate what excess length is. So display text is the text I have to display. Excess length. So this is the length of the line if I added that text. And then this is the max content display line. So yeah, this should give that proper excess. That's weird. Because if it's negative, it should capture it in the previous. Should capture in the previous segment. There we go. Select project folder. Test project select. Oh, I should probably add a command line option to just auto select a directory. That way I don't have to keep clicking through this. Did it crash? Oh, okay. It's just like, I have to figure out why that's so slow. Tab and edit. And I think I don't remember if I built that, but I think I did. Another crash as expected. Okay, and clear the terminal. Okay. So right before we crash, what are we logging? Display text.length and the excess length. So how is the excess length greater? Am I doing something wrong? That is the total. That's the total length of the line. That's a max content display length. So let's say the max content display length is 10. That would mean that this plus this is 19. And if this is 7, this must be 12. Yeah, and that would get captured in the previous one. What? So then it's like... Oh, I see. It's... Oh, okay, this is where... Wait, that still doesn't make sense. So if this is the first... That's not the first one. That's like... Oh, it might be the first one. If it's the if it's like the first J, there's no previous one to get captured. So what if I do this? If how did that happen? If the current X is greater than or equal to the max content display length, then why is this wrapped in a big... Okay. Then we just have to... Or let's invert this. If it's less than, then we can display more elements. Otherwise we just have to display nothing. I don't get how that got tabbed. Am I like... I'm not formatting this wrong, right? I'm using proper C style new line braces. And then I can build. So that should work. If I tackle this part, I can continue getting this bug. Oh, maybe I should just add, you know, I'm adding it. I'm not gonna add a command line option, but I am just gonna get the first argument. So, never mind. Never mind, that's gonna be a lot of work. Yeah, never mind. I'll just make do with this. Okay. Some of these, yeah, these buttons are kind of weird. I mean, I guess I can't really trust them to be reliable because I am working in the terminal. Okay, now don't crash. Don't crash. It didn't crash. See, now the only issue is it crashes when I then try to use the arrow keys to navigate all the way over there. So, clear the mouse events and check out the log again. So that's just a... Okay, that's a different error. So that's good. Now let me just make sure this works one more time. I probably shouldn't have cleared the error log, but I don't always get it again. And then that's kind of odd to me because I feel like in plain text files, I'm able to just navigate properly without any issues. And there shouldn't be any difference between navigation in plain text and navigation in annotated files. So I can go all the way there. We're fine. I can delete. Oh, we're not fine. Oh, never mind. Whoa. Okay. Move, change, adder. So I think I was getting this earlier. But then it's just like... What if I cap this? What if I cap this at the max display? And then, or min, I guess. I'm gonna cap this at the max width. Where's the max width? Width bound a... This is gonna be cursed, I think. We can... Guess we'll see. Select. Let me go to this. And now I don't think that's able to cause any errors. So go all the way there. We go back. It crashed still? Well, now I want to see how that even happened. Because I feel like that's impossible. What? But isn't width bound like... Okay. Let me maybe max it at width bound -1. I feel like I shouldn't have to do this. Like this gets capped somewhere else. Is there a... Yeah. Wait, there's a display X index here. Is that different from editing index dot display? Wait, maybe this is like a relic that's not updated properly. Maybe I have to use this. Because I remember, maybe I was in the middle of an because I cloned this from my other computer, and I'm not really good at keeping commits actually like proper. So I might have been in the middle of like refactoring this and just never changed this part, and that would be bad. So now I can't exit this. Clicking everywhere. Alright, we're getting a new terminal. Oh, different color. Okay. Alright. Select project folder, test project, select current folder. If that solves my issues, oh, it might, because like what's this and what's like why was I using display Y and then a function for X? Who knows? If this solves my issues, I'm gonna be a happy guy. No, that does not solve my, okay. That did not solve my issues. Yikes. Why do I have a function? So how is this wrong? Int change. Oh, because this doesn't actually have access to, like, tabs. So, oh, it might be tabs that are causing this. It's tabs. Oh, it's definitely tabs. Yeah, it's definitely tabs. I'm gonna go back. Because, like, that is, like, unrelated. Except for maybe the scrolling, which might also be a tab thing. The fact that it's a C# file that I'm editing shouldn't be related to the cursor navigation. So I'm gonna try this in a plain text file, and I'm just gonna add a bunch of tabs, and we'll see if that's the issue. Edit and tab, tab, tab. I can't tell. Oh my god, it's tabs. Let's go. I mean, I'm not happy there's a bug, but I'm happy I found the... Did I name this log error log 35? Or where did this come from? Error.log. Alright. Okay, so it is a tabs issue. I guess down here where I actually here. Display x++, or where I add something, where I add a, not backspace, here. This doesn't account for a tab being added. So I guess what I have to do is I have to get the character, and then, like, get the width. So, like, I can't even say varchar. Right, add the char to add. And then if char to add if that's a, wait a minute, real x index. Hey, I should be updating the real x index. And then updating display x accordingly. That would not require me to figure out if it's a tab or not. Yeah, I guess I should only be accessing display x. So let me keep char to add right now in case I need it. So cursor's 0, so let me just get back here. I can say real x index, and then spill over diff cars on the next line. If the difference, so difference is equal to the real x index minus the parent file view current line length. So it's a delta between the real x index, yeah. If the real x index is greater than the current line length, we write and real x, okay. And then I'm not sure if I want to update RealX index anymore. I really should have like documented this project for myself the first time around, but whatever. Alright, we're updating DisplayX. Let's go back. Okay, try to add is a tab. Then why is this complaining? What? A string consisting of, oh right, because it can't hold UTF. Okay, can't hold UTF. I feel like I should do a, I feel like I should only support UTF-16. Yeah, I'm gonna only support UTF-16. That should make life easier. Never mind, it wants me to insert a string. I'll just do that. And I'll just compare to a string here. Well, hopefully there are no other characters who have longer widths or 0 widths, which now I'm sure there, I know there are 0 width characters, so I'm gonna have to change this later, I guess. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, let's just support ASCII for now. Cursor 0 to controlling.displayX plus equals 4. Now we want to add 4 here. And otherwise, we're just going to add 1. Like we should. So, if we go to a kern line length, I feel like shouldn't I be accounting for tabs here? This is making me scared. Because display shouldn't be like concerned about real characters. Oh, but now okay. Because it does have to update RealX index. Oh, what? Dude, tabs are so annoying right now. Okay, I'm gonna have to refactor that whole thing. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop using this function everywhere, and I'm just gonna use DisplayX. That's it. And then we're gonna make DisplayX return the proper thing. And then when it works, it works. It's a lot of changes that need to be done. So real why am I using the RealX index? Okay. So I guess I should never edit RealX index. Or why don't I... See if this won't work. Because semantically, that should be what I'm doing. So that should work. I mean, if I like semantically made real X index correct. And then all we have to do is reload the display index, so. Yeah, I'll make a refresh function over here. And I should just really use that. Let me restore this one. Our pragma is supposed to be at the... What? I've always put them in line with the rest of my code. I've never put directives at like the base. Alright, these I'm just gonna keep as is, like, whatever. Okay. Oh, let's refresh. And hopefully that doesn't crash. Oh, it will crash, I just realized. Because now nothing accounts for tabs. I don't even think tabs are in my code. Well, there's that, I guess. This doesn't exist. So this now needs to be put into X. So I think I'm gonna make that a function. So right now, we're going to turn the real X index minus the parent file view X scroll. But I guess like these stupid to-dos. Hey, if it works, it works. Okay, so we are calculating the display index. So what I could do is just this. Is parent file view, right? Protection level, okay. So, and then we have the real Y index, perfect. Yeah, I'm really exposing a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I should maybe find a better solution. Because all these protection levels are basically meaningless now. Well, there's a current line. Then we calculate the display index. And hey, it seems to work. I is less than real X index. Hey, that looks like it should work. .NET build that. And then, oh, and then now, don't I need to account for that when, now when I'm setting it, I feel like I need to account for tabs as well. Because that was the whole issue. Setting it without like accounting for tabs. Because now if I do something like this, that's gonna have different behavior now. If there's a tab in the line, and that might cause a Stack Overflow even. So okay. So int change. So this is the inner value. Oh, by the way, so glad they added. I forget which C# they added this thing in. Value for like semi-auto properties or whatever. Oh wait, no, this is not. Never mind. This was here for a while. I think the one I was talking about was field. Yeah. Oh, it's here. I guess I don't have the proper C# version. I honestly... Wait, value existed. What was the... Am I tripping? What was the whole field keyword about? So int change. That's a change. And we add that change to the... See, this cannot be done. Because, okay, that's the... So do we ever use change again? No. Okay, good. This, what we have to do is calculate if there are any tabs associated with that change. And then if there are, we have to resolve that like change of 4 in the display to 1 to make it semantically correct. So that might break existing code just because like we're not actually using this properly. But we have to change that. So let me just make sure this works. Or like slightly works at least. Okay. Let's do this honestly. Well, never mind. What the heck? Oh my god. What in the world is going on? Yo. I think I'm just gonna have to get a new terminal. That's crazy. Hey, look, the code shows up if I type random characters. I don't think that's just my error log. I think like something crashed. Dang. Okay. Real x index equals 0. That's proper updating. Date y as well. Cool. And then we actually want to be setting real. And then make the display plus equals 0 just to update it. And you know, I might never set display. Like, semantically I might never set display, so once this works, I'm gonna refactor this so that real index or real indices are the ones with the property logic, and then these, that way I don't have to do with this weird idiom. Okay, so this is real x. Wait, why are those both minus? Oh, okay. Display x plus equals 0. Real x index. This is horrible. I think I'm gonna have to delete a lot of code. So if the real x index is, or real I x index is 0, real I index is 0, can't do much. I guess we do want to do display x minus minus here. That does sound like the solution. But then it's like, no, I know real y index is not 0, so why don't I just, I'm gonna just set this myself and just go like real y index minus minus, and then set the real x index to the max. So what is the maximum of the current line? It's current line length. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then we can just refresh, because I updated both and I want to update both. So I just do a cursors refresh, and hopefully that updates in the right order. I really hope that doesn't break it. Alright, well, I just realized I'm going to have to go through, like, all of this, where I update any display indices, and then, like, switch the logic. So that's going to take a while. So I think is my terminal still going? Oh, no, it's not. I think I'm going to end the stream here, and hopefully we'll pick back up another time. If you joined the stream, thank you for watching. And I'll see you